Warning. This is a creative expression and personal journey of continuously better becoming. A journey toward healing, living, and thriving after pain, hardship, and trauma amid survival. While not always heavy, this work inevitably contains themes, scenarios, discussions, imagery, and language that may be upsetting to some. Or your core values simply do not align. Please use your personal discretion before, while, and/or after viewing. Oh, good God. So I just got to Taiwan. I haven't showered. I haven't unpacked. It's kind of chilly. I thought I would be a bit miffed. I brought my big leather jacket, but I'm actually happy I brought it. I didn't bring much, and I don't know if I brought what's actually needed or if I brought too much, too little. It's not too little. It's definitely either too much or just the right amount. I'm tired. I did get some sleep on the plane. Oh God. Yeah, I'm tired. I think I'm hungry. Probably should unpack a bit, at least change, have a shower. The room I'm in is, I think, just one door down from the first place I stayed in Taiwan, now 10 years ago. Yeah, that room is just on the other side of this wall. Oh, in between a laundry room that's in between us. But I'm in the same row. I've been in now 4 places in this complex. I think I'm really feeling the weight of certain pressures of the world. Some might see this room as a downgrade. Even just a downgrade from where I was staying here just 2, almost 3 years ago. Yeah, fuck it. I think think that's kind of the theme of this journey. Fuck it. Because right now feels like a beginning. I may not be where I ultimately desire to be, but I also am where I ultimately desire to be. And that's this journey that's finally honoring me. It's moments like this, that certain internal talk is when my American shows, which is this shame of failure, even though it's not failure. Could also just be that I'm broke as fuck. I have a roof over my head, food. We'll see. There's so much that I do have, and I just carry it on my person. I mean, I need to survive and eat too. I think that shaming people for being different, there's more than one way to do things. And how the world currently is such a narrow way of doing things. It works for some, but not everyone. And trying to do something new, I've been rejected by a lot of it. Well, yes, there's a newness of it that is rejected by people in general, but also where I come from and who I come from made it a bit harder. An already difficult task has been made harder, but because I shouldered a lot of that. Shouldering that I'm the burden, shouldering that I need to be sorry and apologetic and quiet because of who I am and what I do makes others upset and uncomfortable. Dwindling myself to make myself palatable, even as I was pursuing. It's very odd. And I'm not playing Suffering Olympics. I was thinking about this earlier, of the balance between acknowledging and having compassion for and honoring those parts that never got to fully heal all this turmoil going from place to place, and I can even feel the weight of it. Flip it around. Cool that I'm here. Cool that I get to start from square one with little to nothing, and I have a really cool freedom. One suitcase and two small backpacks, 45 kilos of things. That's really exciting, and there's part of me that really wanted that. Let's just clear the slate, because this shame and this guilt that I've carried around for so long just really didn't let me live. I was just surviving, and I can still feel that. But really, I think what I'm asking myself is, am I strong enough to be me? To be me in the world? Because there is a lot of rejection. Okay, how can I figure this out and carve new pathways? Unapologetically thriving? Just all of it? Where's the balance of giving those parts of me voices? That's just a behavior, a pattern that I adopted in order to survive. And when can I say, okay, there are those parts that I can still work through and heal. I don't need to be in that thought pattern anymore. I don't need to only be in, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm failing at this. What's going on? And yeah, there can be doubt and fears. I get to be doing this. I'm choosing this. Some parts I don't want to be a part of my reality, so okay, how do I change that? I don't know where that balance is yet. So I think I just have to very lovingly tell myself that I'm just gonna play and I'm gonna figure it out as I go, because I deserve that. I deserve to give myself that. And so I guess in these four walls in this tiny room, that's mine for now. I'm gonna build something. I don't know how it'll go yet, and I don't know exactly what it'll look like, but I'm going to build something. Okay. I'm gonna go shower, get some food. Whatever the fuck I want. I'm in Taiwan. Back for round 3. It's round 3. See what happens. Okay. It's my first night back in Taiwan. I think I was traveling for 24 hours in total, with commuting to and from the respective airports. I was walking out of the place I'm staying and then onto the main road. And I had this wave of emotion for, or of nostalgia, but that manifests, I'd say, quite uniquely in me, because I use the word nostalgia and I don't know if that fully equates to what this was, because I think this was just probably memory and remembering something, because I think I want to use the word nostalgia because there aren't many things toward which that I have nostalgia. So I whether it's trauma or hardship or survival not wanting me to remember things, there's just not a lot that I would use the word nostalgia for. And so walking out of the area I'm staying to then be like, these roads that I walked probably 2.5, not quite 3 years ago, and just being like, oh, a lot happened, even if it wasn't all happy. Like, a lot was birthed here, thought over, getting to a busy place, breeded, whatever you want to say. It's just, my life happened here. Because besides Switzerland and my visits there, though I think it is catching up, I've lived in Taiwan the most in the past 10 years. Granted, that's only 2 years in total. I would say, I think it really is only 2 years in total, maybe just over, which is staying anywhere for 2 years is a long time. And even the 2 years I'm talking about are broken up. 5 months here, another, 18 months, a year and a half there. Now I just arrived. But I think the thing I find really funny is, and what shocked me out of that, any kind of emotion, which I can have emotions, trying to destigmatize the word or the phrase being emotional. But I was shocked out of any sort of sleep deprivation, whatever, and being emotional by there was so much development while I was gone, and it hasn't even been 3 years. It hasn't even been 2.5. Maybe it has been. But like, how much is redone? I'm like, I almost don't recognize the place. And even more was developed since the 5 years between the time. I'll 1 second. Where is it? Even though it's windy, it's really pleasant. It's a really pleasant walk. Right now, granted, I came from the mountains, and even now, just, it is chilly. Like, I'm actually a lot colder than I thought I'd be. Really cold. That also could just be because I'm tired. But so I'm sleep deprived. I would say so. So I'm gonna wait and cross the street. It's after 10. I still haven't showered. Didn't really feel like going out until now. One, because of the wind and being extremely exhausted after traveling probably for 24 hours, including the commutes from or to and from each airport respectively. So didn't realize how hungry I was. I was almost falling asleep as I was trying to do things, but also I didn't want to fall asleep because I try to every time I go somewhere, especially going east, which usually has worse jet lag. I don't know. But it, for me, I should say. And so I try and stay up until a time that I would probably normally stay up, which can range anywhere from 10 to 2 or 3 in the morning. So I'll go to bed at a reasonable time tonight. But I'm just out, and I honestly forgot how pleasant it was. How pleasant February is in Taiwan. There's a bite to the air, there's a chill. And the wind if it picks up, ooh, watch out. Especially if you're on a scooter. No. But freshness, the crispness rather, just walking. I don't know, I'm feeling and thinking a lot of different things right now. I'm trying to decipher between the two, and I'm going back and forth from, is this an old way of thinking and doing things, or is this new? But also how much can I judge that, given how literally been traveling for 24 hours? I don't know. Also, I'm wondering, do I need to be wearing a mask outside? Because if I do, I will, but I don't know. Didn't see anything about it. But also, yeah, I just got here, so I'll figure it out. But I don't have a kitchen in the room I'm staying in, and I don't know if there still is a communal kitchen, and I still don't know if I'd want to use it. Not having money for food is hard. And it's harder when I don't know if certain behaviors have arisen or arose in the past or even recent past because of that feeling of scarcity and lack of having or knowing where my next meal is coming from, or if it's other touchy subject matters that I'll definitely get into, but I don't know if right now is the time. And I'll get into them because what I'm realizing is a lot of this series, which is just my life, there's a lot of trying to, or at least just showing through example and being, this sense of lessening the taboos, talking about the taboos, destigmatizing certain aspects of self or becoming or hardship or joy, anything. It's just loads of taboos and stigmas that I challenge quite naturally, but that's me. So I'll get into it at some point. Do I turn here? think. I had sweet potato in my mouth. It was stuck in a tooth. It's late, so, and I can just feel my body. I'm very acutely aware of what happens in my body. I don't always listen to it, but more often than not I do. And I can just tell what it wants, but then that fear of, do I have enough money for food? I can't really cook it right now. I don't know, this sense of lack of belonging. And I know I just moved here. I know I just got here. I don't even know if it's a move. You can't even see me. Maybe that's appropriate. I don't really speak the language, and the words that I did learn, I forgot. And I didn't learn the language because God knows fucking why. Just even though I'm like so just, I know I need sleep, and so I think some of that emotion and thought patterns are coming from that, and so my confidence and self-assuredness and other aspects of self that keep me going and cheering myself on. They're a little lazy right now because, I'm tired and I just moved, and this move represents quite a bit more than I think I realize. So okay, I'm gonna I just want to get back. There's a familiarity and yet foreignness to how I feel right now, because a lot has changed. Even going out for this, I've done this walk how many times in the past 10 years? Because the more I think about it, like in Taiwan, I've lived here longer, or just as long, if not longer, than anywhere else I have in the past 10 years. But for me, long is 2 years. So, and they weren't all at the same time. It wasn't all at once. It was a few months here, other months there, and now I'm back for a third time. I'm just going, but like that's how my life has panned out. Like I don't know if nostalgia is the right word, because if I think of things that are nostalgic, it's really, or if I've ever overcome with that type of emotion, overcome sometimes, but like a little twinge of it. I think sometimes my survival mode cuts that off. But even just exiting the place I'm staying and starting to walk on the new roads, I just, part of me wanted to cry, a bit out of sleep deprivation, but wow, okay, things happened. For better or worse, good or bad, hard things happened. I have been here before. I've lived here. But then that was really quickly cut off because
There's so much construction has happened since I've been gone. Like, so much. And I'm going, I barely recognize this. But then again, I also am very different than I was when I came here the last time and left the last time. But I also don't, probably just being hard on myself, but I don't know if that's entirely true. I don't know. I'm so confused. Yeah, I don't know how, the lighting's so bad. This will just be a collage, mod podge or hodgepodge, whatever the saying is, of just cut and paste of me trying to say what I'm feeling, whether it's nostalgia, feelings of not belonging, and that deep hurt within that. Because I don't speak the language as well as I would like, really, at all. I won't claim any knowledge, a few vocabulary words here and there, a bit about verbs, but that's it. To now just yeah, I don't know. I did just get here, so I need to be compassionate toward how I'm feeling right now, but also just everything that led me to being in this position, in this place. Yeah. I'm very confused. Do I need to wear a mask? Okay. I'll try and think of this, try and say this better later. I'm gonna get some sleep. Maybe I'll talk to you soon.
我理解，开始刚才往上是，可以可以可以。哦，是。
Let's try it out, see if you can actually hear me.
Sure, but like from a coffee shop.
Stop. Stop. I had a really cool moment looking up at just this canopy of immense presence. Just feeling in the moment, which is something I've had, but that moment was a bit clearer, I'd say, than perhaps it's ever been. How to fulfill and create that which I have a strong connection to create and enjoy and do and be and become. Living in that and not in what was. To let that part of me rest. It is a gorgeous morning though. Huh? Thought that dog had an owner. Yeah. Live in the new now. I know part of what I do is writing and talking, and it is how I am. I just want to do. Right now I just want to do. Having space for that. Okay. Let's figure figure that out. It's in a lot of ways, so better get started. I was like, it's a task, but really, let's fucking go. Good morning.